We're live
All right.
on the internet. It's a thing that we are. Hello and welcome to episode number 872 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada is a guy who wasn't supposed to be here today, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going there, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good.
All
You
right.
were originally not going to make the show.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what time I was going to be home, but I ended up being home in time. So,
Well, there you go.
I
Congratulations.
show my dedication to the podcast and show up anyway.
That sounds good. Thank you
Unlike
for
somebody
it.
I could name.
But well, me?
I don't know.
I mean, if you
I only was
that's
gone
the
for
first thing that pops
like,
into your head.
I was
Yep.
only gone for like 4 episodes almost in a row.
That's your guilt talking.
Mhm.
You'll notice
And,
Phil feels absolutely no guilt.
well, that's
Why
Phil
would I?
in general. No guilt Phil, that's what they call him.
Mhm.
And joining me from the great state of Washington is, in fact, Phil Theobald.
That's me.
Yeah.
Always in the right.
Jesus.
I see.
Talking about how you vote, or
I'm talking about everything, baby.
Everything.
Where I was on particular dates in January.
Yeah. Your birthday,
January 14th. I was
right.
at Chuck E. Cheese getting my tickets on.
Showbiz Pizza.
Oh, man, I wish.
Oh, that was good. Good stuff.
Mhm.
never had those here.
Back in the day. They didn't-
Neither Showbiz nor Chucky?
Nope.
Oh, man.
Did they have any sort of variant of that?
No,
Was there any
not at
sort
all.
of Canadian variant?
No.
Beauregard
Well, I mean, there might have been-
Beaver.
There might have been a Canadian variant, but that didn't mean it was in Nova Scotia.
Oh.
Okay.
Nova Scotia got everything last.
I see. Mm,
Sorry.
That
Yeah.
sucks. Yeah.
So am I.
But hey, we have
Mhm.
some video game news. And let's talk about it. Why don't we? What do you think? What do you think
I
about
mean, we're
that?
all here.
Okay. All right.
As good a time as any.
First of all, you like Kickstarter projects? I
Nope.
mean, who
Love 'em.
doesn't? Who doesn't love back
I mean,
a good
yes.
Kickstarter project? Well, the Patapoooon successor called Ratatan launched last week and was funded within an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Of course, they had stretch goals because if you're going to run a successful Kickstarter campaign, you definitely have to have those, right? And a console version was one of those stretch goals, and
Mhm.
they made those as well.
Oh.
So that is going to be a thing now.
And now this is made by the same people who made Patapoooon, right?
That is right. Yeah, the
Okay.
people who were formerly with Japan Studio have formed their own development team, and they are making Ratatan the spiritual successor to
Okay.
Patapoooon, and it has a very different graphic style, but the gameplay seems quite similar to Patapoooon. So
I'm amused at how they were able to design the logo so that if you just kind of take
you
a
blur
quick
your eyes a
glance
little.
at it,
Yeah.
yeah,
it looks like it just says Patapoooon.
I know, I like that. Yeah, very similar style here, but yeah, Ratatan.
Yes.
Yes,
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Ratatan.
I'm looking
that's
at
not-
all
That's
the
not right.
It's
looking at all the stretch goals
the
here.
trailer looked
Yeah.
pretty good, although I'll be honest, I was sick of the voices after the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only stretch goals that they have left, they have 3 stretch goals left. Bleeko joins, which I'm not sure what that means.
Don't know what
that
that
mean?
means.
What's a Bleeko?
I don't know. And then secret ending
Okay.
and orchestrated music.
Oh.
So those are the last 3 in here, and you can back the project for whatever you like. But I think the digital edition is 6,800 yen, so that's about 50 bones.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It seems a little pricey for a digital edition, I'm going to say.
it does seem a little pricey. Yeah, I don't think any of the Patapoooon games were $60 at the
No,
beginning.
Yeah,
I
but
mean
they were portable games.
They were portable games. That's
So
right.
They weren't charging that much for portable games back then.
Yeah, but I think the successful Kickstarter definitely shows that people are in the mood for these types of Japan Studios games that Sony has, pretty much dropped
Yeah.
doing. So that's it's good to see games like this live on. Hopefully they won't have to keep doing a Kickstarter. Hopefully this would be a sort of thing they can continue doing on a regular basis if this one is successful enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good. If
It does.
if you're a
Yeah.
Patapon fan,
If you're a Patapon pan,
yeah,
If
if you're a Ratatan tan, then
Ratatan stan. There you go.
you might like it. Yeah, if you're Ratatan stan. Exactly.
Get on
As
with
we
the
all should be.
Ratatan stand, with the Ratatan stand
Somebody
for them
trademark that
Patapoon
hashtag.
pans.
Well, this is another story that Phil, you might be interested in. First of all, did you back Ratatan? Are you interested in purchasing this game at all, or will you end up buying it once it's actually out?
I am interested.
Mm-hmm.
I did not back it.
Oh,
Will I back it? Maybe, but
maybe.
also not. They certainly don't need my money.
Well, they are going to make the game, so you could just buy
Exactly.
a copy when it's done.
And in the chat, our buddy Bill Mudron points out there's another Kickstarter project for some World of Nintendo books
Oh yeah.
that ends in about a week,
Oh,
which I did throw in for.
I see.
These are books specifically about like you remember the World of Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
like retail marketing,
Store within a store kind of deal.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
familiar with it.
apparently there was a first volume of this book that came out
Cool.
semi recently,
Okay.
and this Kickstarter is specifically for the second volume, but also a reprint of the first one.
Oh,
So-
excellent.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to back this.
Because I did not, I
That's
was not aware of
awesome.
the original first volume, so it was nice to see they're doing a reprint. So I did throw in for both of those.
I might
don't-
have to do the same.
I don't remember if we ever had World of Nintendo displays here,
Oh, really?
but I remember seeing them in store because when we would go on vacation down to Lake Maine in New Hampshire, we would see them in stores there, and it was just like that was so cool. It was so cool.
I
You know,
remember
it's an awesome idea.
in the Child World near the Fox Valley Mall
Yes.
in good old Aurora, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
They had a World of Nintendo, and it was awesome. And they had the play choice. That's where I first saw Super Mario Brothers 3. I may have
Same
mentioned that
here.
on
That's
this
where I
show.
first played Mario 3.
Yeah.
The
Oh, I
it
gotta
was
get
always
that.
kind of neat back in the day when I would go to I'd sneak into the summer CES
Uh-huh.
in Chicago at the Nintendo booth. They would always have a chunk
mock
of the
store.
Nintendo booth would basically be a World of Nintendo setup.
Yeah, like a mock store.
Exactly.
Well, I mean that makes sense because that show was supposed to be for media and buyers, right? So
Right.
Almost up to like the early 2000s, even at E3, they would have a similar kind of like
Yeah,
mini
that's true,
store
wasn't it?
set up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but
It was
very, very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited about those books.
Yeah, me too. I gotta back this World of Nintendo one. I'll link to
Yeah,
that in the show
same.
notes.
Like I
well.
said, it ends in like 8 days. So
Okay,
don't wait.
get on it.
They have already made their goal, so
So that's good. They're
Yeah, so
gonna produce it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Because with
But
these
anyway.
Kickstarters, you never know.
Well, you know, this has at least the benefit of they've already produced the first volume of the
They've
book.
done
so,
one before, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I like these sort of visual history books too. That's good.
Yeah.
Lots of art and photos. A lot of the photos that I'm seeing in this Kickstarter description are ones, that bring a lot of nostalgia for me that I've never seen like nicely presented in a spread format.
Yeah.
Like that. So that's
There's
cool.
a one of the spreads is indeed of Child World.
Indeed. Yeah.
So
it looks like it looks very similar to the Child World that I remember shopping in. In fact, it may not actually be that store, but
right.
yeah. All right. Well, here's another story that Phil, you might be interested in.
What's
In
that?
particular, because you like the Lego, you like the
I do.
Lego building system.
I do. I recently bought some of the new Sonic the Hedgehog sets.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which are I've only put together one of them. I got the Green Hill Zone. It has like a loop in it.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
the
great.
old one, right?
What's that?
It's the one that they released previously, right?
No, the one they released previously was in the Lego Ideas line.
I was not
Oh.
aware of these.
Yeah, they did a full on Sonic the Hedgehog theme now with like half a dozen different sets, and
neat.
these are made to be more. It's like the one that came out a while ago.
Oh, they're
was more
play
like
sets.
like a display piece.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, this is very much a play set.
So this is along the lines of, well, not necessarily the same as what they did with Mario, but same idea that it's functional as opposed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you build little levels out of the various pieces,
Right.
and the gimmick is that
Interesting.
you get a little. There's a little. It's not a sphere, but it's like a disc, like a
globe.
little 3-dimensional disc that you can plug your Sonic minifigure in,
No, it's
and
a
you get a
sphere
little
from the look of this.
launcher,
He actually
Yes.
just rides inside it. It's not
like a
a
little
disc.
clamshell you put around
Yeah.
the figure.
Yeah.
And then
Hmm.
there's a launcher that you slam your fist down on, and it makes it roll, and it goes through loops and jump off ramps and stuff. If you go to my Twitter account, which I don't use that often because I'm on mostly Blue Sky these days, but the
Uh-huh.
Blue Sky doesn't support video yet. But I
Hmm.
posted a quick little video of me launching this thing, and it's great fun. It's super cool. Anyway, new Lego.
Nice.
Tell me about Lego news. I
New
already know about
Lego.
it, but I'll pretend I don't.
Yes, apparently Lego insiders, because that's the thing that
Yeah.
exists.
Does that surprise you?
No, actually, it doesn't.
There are insiders
I
for
mean, any fandom has its insiders, right?
who's the Jeff Grubb of Lego?
YouTuber Brick Clicker, apparently.
Oh yeah, good old brick clicker.
Yeah, they're saying that they're going to make Lego Animal Crossing sets.
I have heard that. That's the big
Yeah.
rumor.
Multiple sets. So they're going to be priced between $15 and $75.
It'd be great if
So-
this is true.
5 sets. This would
Yes.
be really good. I'd be interested in that. Nice little
And-
diorama.
It seems like out of all the many Nintendo properties,
Yeah,
boy, it seems like Animal Crossing would be the best suited for a Lego treatment,
Yeah.
right?
certainly, because you could make your island. You could have sets that are like each villager's home
Exactly.
and decorate the inside of it. I mean, they have hundreds of villagers at this point that come to your island. You could basically like make an island out of these sets. That'd
Yep.
be fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
I bet the $75 one is like the town square.
Oh, that would make sense. With like the
'Cause
little
that's
like
probably the biggest set piece that they
Whichever
make.
whichever one contains Isabel, that's who. That's
That
which
would be
I
the
thought.
one that would
Yeah.
contain Isabel. Yeah.
yeah, that'd be like the town hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I know my Lego,
And you do.
and I do,
Mm-hmm.
they are well aware that like Isabel would be the figure that everyone would want because everyone loves
Yeah.
Isabel.
So it'll be the most expensive one. for
Correct.
Sure.
So they hide her away in the most expensive set.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I wonder if you'd also be able to like make your villager out of different Lego parts. Like, would they have a villager set that you could make your own character and put them into the
where it's just like maybe
world?
you get
can
a
customize them.
handful of different heads and
Yeah.
hair
that's what I'm
pieces and
thinking.
stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
No reason they couldn't.
No reason they couldn't.
Yeah.
Those marketing geniuses at Lego will come up with something good, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hopefully this is true. Because
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, how can it not be?
well, you know what? I'm gonna amend that. Hopefully it's not true. because I'll buy them, and
it would hurt your bank account.
it
Yeah.
just stop making cool toys. That's
Just
all I
stop.
ask.
Yeah, everybody stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had enough.
Cool video games, stop making those. Just stop
Don't need
releasing
'em.
it. We need to catch up on what has already been produced, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is definitely the most reasonable solution.
We don't need any more. Yeah.
Self-control is not something that we're gonna
No.
No. we're gonna
Clearly
learn.
not.
Clearly,
No. Well, Nintendo, they're doing pretty well financially. I don't know if you heard.
I assumed.
And the Switch is still doing well, almost 130 million units worldwide as of the end of June. That's pretty darn good. Although apparently down outside of Japan year on year from last year. So,
Well, I mean, it has to slow down sometime.
at some point, probably. Although it's still
Plus,
the
now
market's
there's-
still
Now
hot
there's
in
the
Japan.
rumor that they're gonna there's the new system will be next year.
I mean, when is that not a rumor?
Yeah, but I mean,
That's been a rumor since like 2020. Like,
Yeah, but this one feels a little more real, just because we are. How many years into the Switch are we right now?
I think it's
7?
about as easy as saying, Capcom's going to make a new Resident Evil game. They're working on a new one.
I'm
like,
just saying that it's not based on nothing.
I guess it's not.
What
based
you're
on
doing
nothing, but
is basing it on completely nothing.
Well, you're right.
Yeah. So anyway, my point being that if that rumor gains any kind of traction, that's definitely going to slow down sales, I would think.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah. Nintendo, whatever Nintendo's got cooking.
You want to smell it?
Sure. I want to smell what the big N's cooking.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I will buy it, of course, naturally. But anyway. And then they announced that they have sold a whole lot of Tears of the Kingdom
Go figure.
as well.
I don't know why that game's too long. Why would you need
18
multiple copies?
18.5 million copies of Tears of the Kingdom for Switch. It's quite possible that Tears of the Kingdom is going to end up selling more copies than Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is at 30.65 million. Tears of the Kingdom already over half that. So, yeah, very possible.
I mean, if it's got the same legs as Breath of the Wild had.
It's a really good game. It's really good.
Like, has anyone compared it to whatever Breath of the Wild sales were at this point?
I think it's doing better than Breath of the Wild.
I would
at
think
this
it
point.
is, but
yeah,
I mean, the installed base is that much higher too.
Yeah,
so
certainly. So yeah, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to steamroll. That game is at 55.5 million copies. Which every time I see a stat for Mario Kart 8, I always think of the Polygon chart back in the Wii U version.
Boy, we talk about something that doesn't age well.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it didn't age well, but also I think I can see how it happens, but I think a lot of video game press and a lot of video game fans in general don't think of like the bigger picture, like later. Like you see Cyberpunk as something that, okay, they launched it broken and it's never going to be fixed. You never like project out and it's like at some point this will be fixed. Or at some point Mario Kart 8 might go to a system that did sell pretty well and it might end up selling over 55 million copies. So never
it drives me crazy that they're still milking Mario Kart 8.
I know, I wish they would make a new one, but not until not at least until we're done with this round of DLC, which we're coming up on the last wave.
Probably next year when the new console comes out.
Somehow I doubt it. I would love that. But somehow I doubt that. Although that would be a good time to do it. It's an upgraded Switch. Let's upgrade Mario Kart. I mean, that's a good question. Like Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, like if they have to do another one of those, like that one is pretty much like the pinnacle of that series. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is like the pinnacle of Mario Kart. Like, how do you top those things, right?
Well, I mean,
and do you want to? Do you want to?
I don't know. I think you could say that about any great game. How do you top Breath of the Wild?
Well, that's true. You make another game that
Yeah,
is
I mean,
that
I don't
again.
disagree that Mario Kart 8 is a masterpiece, but that doesn't mean there's never going to be a better Mario Kart game.
Well, with previous Mario Karts, they've always like changed the mechanics a little bit, right? Like,
Yeah, they
and
did with
had a
this too.
new gimmick. Mario Kart 8, it was the anti-gravity stuff, right?
Yeah.
How would they up
I don't
the
know, but that's
games
because I don't work at
next?
Nintendo.
I see. So you don't have to think about these things? Is that what you're
Absolutely. All I have to do is enjoy them.
saying?
Look at that.
That's the best position to be in, really.
Yeah.
Fine attitude.
To enjoy all of these games. Well, I think we're ready to just go right into what you've been playing.
Oh,
And Greg, you're going to kick us off.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a brand new game called Shining Force for the Genesis.
oh,
that's
they
not
made
a
a new
brand.
Shining Force?
That's not a
Yeah.
brand new game.
That's
Back in
exciting.
1993 or 92.
Oh.
I forget what year that came out. Might have been 92. Yeah, no, I've been playing it on because I've been playing through the Shining games on Twitch, and I've been playing Shining Force, and I finished it the other night.
Oh,
I even finished it. So I don't know if you know this, but if the final attack on the I guess it's Dark Dragon. I forget what the dragon's called. The final boss, anyway. It's a 3-headed dragon. If the final attack on that dragon is done by the main character, Max, he actually does a special battle animation that you don't see anywhere else in the game. And I did it.
Really?
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
I was playing it on the Genesis Mini, and I hadn't used save states at all through the whole playthrough. But as I was whittling down the dragon, I was like, well, I'm gonna I did use I didn't but I didn't restore it. I did create a save state just because it's like the next attack might kill this thing, and it wasn't Max's turn.
Oh,
Like, I want to try to get this right.
right.
But it just so happened that it took 2 more attacks to kill it. Max was the last one, and I got the little special. I mean, the special animation plays during the ending too, but it plays actually in game. So I'll tell you what, man, Shining Force holds up. That game really holds up. And it kind of, I think for a lot of people, I know for me in particular, this is true. That was sort of my introduction to strategy RPGs. Like we've got a lot more choice. I mean, like Final Fantasy Tactics, I think, was sort of the next time that everyone would say that they were sort of introduced to that genre on the PlayStation. And now, of course, Nintendo has been, between Advance Wars and that other game that I can't remember the name of.
Fire Emblem?
Thank you, Fire Emblem. I mean, Nintendo's gone crazy with releasing Fire Emblems here. Obviously, like we've gotten tons of them. And sadly, the Shining Force series is dead and gone. But yeah, like it's just so it was such a great introduction to that genre because it's so user friendly. It's so straightforward. There is a lot of depth there, especially when you consider upgrading your characters, because I think after level 10 you can actually upgrade almost every character in the game, but you don't have to right away. And so if you keep leveling them up pre-upgrade, it actually makes them much better post-upgrade, right? Like that a lot of that extra strength and defense and everything carries forward. So but yeah, it just I was really curious to see if I was going to enjoy it as much as I did back when it came out. I played through it when it came out, and like I said, 92 or 93. But I hadn't played it since. And so I was curious to see if I was going to enjoy it. And just like Shining in the Darkness before it, when I streamed it earlier this year, both the games, just really, really enjoyed them from start to finish. And now if you've got a Genesis Mini and a Genesis Mini 2, you've got all of the Shining games on the Genesis and Sega CD. So
Nice.
Highly recommend if you haven't experienced them yet. The first Shining Force, I think, was about 20 hours.
Okay.
All told. So it's not super long. Same with Shining in the Darkness. But yeah, that was really the only thing that I was playing much of this week, along with Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like 4 side quests away from being ready to go finish spelunking the depths.
The funny thing about this is you're going to get to the final battle and you're just going to stomp
Good.
Everything, because you will have done
That's
everything
fantastic.
in the game.
I did go into Hyrule Castle. I had avoided it for a
Yeah.
long time because I was afraid it was going to trigger an end game. It didn't, but it
Oh.
did trigger a pretty cool scene. So
Huh.
Hyrule Castle is pretty awesome, actually.
I think I mentioned I put a fast travel point in what I think is like one of the quote unquote final areas,
Oh yeah.
and then I left. So I
Nice.
have I have a fast travel point there whenever I want
You
to
just
like
ran
do
in
that.
and threw one. Ah, here you go.
Here,
I
take
gotta
the
go.
fast
Screaming the whole time, like
point.
ah, throw it.
Get out,
That's
get out,
great.
get out.
No, but it did unlock a new sort of main quest that I wasn't expecting. So,
Oh.
but I haven't tackled it yet because again, I'm just doing sort of side quests and stuff like that. I did find I had heard rumors about this, but I hadn't seen it myself. I believe the temple bosses are all in the depths as well,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
did
yeah.
find one of them. I stumbled across one because I actually it was really cool. I'm still discovering so much in that game, so I'm trying to do the Sky Islands because I'm trying to get like the 12 tablets that you need to take I think it's 12 that you need to take pictures of, and they translate for you.
Mhm.
And so there's a few that I haven't gotten because I find the Sky Islands really hard to get to.
They are
They're a
exceedingly hard
lot
to
of
get to.
work. I would actually say if I have like any complaint about the game, that bugs me. I wish
Mm.
they weren't quite so hard to get to. But anyway, I was doing some like an archipelago that was up just north of the desert, and I dove down from there for some reason. And of course, you know, as you're gliding down, you're sort of getting glimpses of different places. And I just caught a glimpse because it was at night. So I just caught a glimpse of like the little spiral cloud that's over a shrine or a temple that you haven't actually accessed yet.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
sort of hidden under like a little land bridge. I was like, oh, I should go over there and do that. And it just so happened that it was right next to a chasm I hadn't discovered yet, which was part of like the Yiga clan's hideout.
Mhm.
Like when you go in there, it's just all decked out, and it's, you know, because of course they're
Bananas.
all over the depths.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I did that shrine. I dove into that chasm, and when I got down there, because I knew there were a bunch of shrines on the surface nearby, so I knew there were a bunch of light routes to get while I was down in that area anyway. And when I went down, I just in the distance saw this like there's this little lit up area that I haven't been to yet, and there was like something sitting on a pedestal in front of it that was like engulfed in red flame. I'm gonna go down there and see what that is, and it was the boss from the desert temple.
Oh, that's cool.
I had to fight that again. Yeah,
I had
and I forget what I even got in the treasure chest that it unlocked, but
I had a similar situation in the depths where I used my little glider to fly over to a lit up area in the darkness, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's the giant flying
yeah.
centipede monster. Yeah.
That's right. You're the reason that I heard that they were down there because I remember you telling that
and
story
I-
before. Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
not brave enough to fight it again. I was just like, oh, because I was very, I had no arrows left because I had been shooting glow
yeah.
berries
Yeah.
everywhere, and
You know you
Yeah.
can throw those.
yeah.
oh, I know,
That's-
but you can
don't
shoot
go
them
as far,
farther than
but-
you can throw them.
That's true. Yeah.
But
But
don't
then you
use arrows.
spend an arrow.
Yeah, well, you know, you
I
can
don't think
find
I've been
arrows
low.
scattered around everywhere.
Ever since I was starting to get short on arrows, I don't know, about 80 hours back, I don't think I've ever been below 175 arrows at this point. As soon as I get
Wow.
below 200, I just buy them everywhere I can.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. Anyway, still loving it.
Yep.
That's it.
How long
That's
do you
all I
think?
got.
How much more do you think you're going to play that?
Well,
are you
I'd
going to
like
hit 200
to-
hours?
Yeah, I think so easily.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of treasure maps for the depths,
Yeah.
and I want to get all the light routes down there. For the shrines, I've
Mhm.
managed to find a little over 120 of them without like using a guide or anything like that.
Mm.
So I'm so close that I'll probably at some point will be like, all right, I'm gonna clean these up because I almost have them all anyway. So, you know, but I haven't used the guide yet because I'm still sort of in that mode where I still want to keep discovering this stuff before I, you know, clean it all up. I don't want to cheat like your best friend Mike.
Oh.
Yeah.
So No, I could see going 200 hours on it easily.
I see. Nice.
You should finish it.
I should finish it. I should go back to it. There's too much other stuff to play.
How did you ignore it all and play Zelda?
Who's going to shoot dinosaurs in the face? I need to play Exoprimal.
Playing some Dino Crisis.
Not really.
Only Dino
Oh.
Crisis 3. That's the only
Different.
true Dino Crisis according to DJ.
The one in space, whichever one
Yeah.
was in space.
That was 3.
Dinos in space.
I don't know that I think maybe I played it. I might have reviewed it. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But,
Clearly left an impression if you did.
yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Phil,
Yes.
what have you been playing?
Well, the past couple of weeks I was talking about that Gravity Circuit game,
Yeah.
which you played that, right? You told me about that game. Is that
So,
correct?
I did. I played the demo on Steam.
Yeah.
I have not played the full version, but yeah,
Okay.
I played the demo, or I saw the demo and thought you would be interested in it because it felt like a Phil game.
You were right, it turns out.
Yeah.
Felt
I
like
was
filler.
interested in it.
Yeah.
I did download it on the Switch and had a grand old time with it. And I finished it
Oh,
a few days ago. I had gotten to the final boss, and boy, oh boy, that's a tricky final boss.
yeah.
Because obviously it's a Mega Man knockoff,
hmm
except you have melee attacks instead of your little pew pew Mega Buster. You got your bionic commando swinging hook, but it's set up in a very Mega Man style level structure. You have like 8 bosses. You get to select which levels you're going to go through in which order,
Mhm.
and then once you defeat all of them, all of a sudden you're at here's a 4-stage final boss area. It's a Wily. It's a Dr. Wily castle. You got to go through, but it ain't Dr. Wily. But
You are.
yeah. The final boss, though, pretty darn tricky, and it took me multiple attempts to defeat it. And it was one of those ones where it was like, like the pattern is not super difficult. Like you know in your head what's going on, and you know logically I should be able to dodge all this. It's just getting my brain and my fingers to kind of line up to actually perform the actions that I'm thinking I should be performing.
Which a man, if you're at your advanced age,
It's
probably pretty difficult anyway.
is not the easiest thing to get those signals moving about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did it finally, and it was one of those like, as the battle is going on, and my hands are getting sweatier and getting
Gross.
more and more tense. And then you finally get that last shot in, and things start to blow up, and you just kind of throw the controller down and just I did it. I was very, very pleased with myself.
You can pause games and kind of take a break.
No, but usually when you're in the midst of the ending, you can't
in the
pause it.
middle of a
I
boss
guess-
fight,
I guess not. Jeez.
disrupt your flow. Have you ever been able to successfully
Yeah.
pause during a boss fight
Sure.
and then pick it back up and be like still in the moment, still in that groove?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Oh.
do that.
I can do that.
That is, you're more talented than I.
Okay.
I've often thought so.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it from so many people,
Yeah.
but I did it, and I'm very pleased. So it's a good game, CJ.
Nice. All right.
A
Good.
fine recommendation.
Yeah. I think I saw on a outline on a show that I wasn't on that you were also playing Mr. Run and Jump from Atari.
Yes, I did pick up Mr. Run and Jump. I only played like a little bit of it.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
didn't-
curious because I played the demo and I liked the demo,
Yeah,
but I have heard that the full version gets very difficult very quickly.
it seems like it's going to. The reason I didn't put it on the outline for this week is because I only played a little bit a couple weeks ago when I first picked it up, and I got distracted by other games.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really played it this week. So I don't, it's not really fresh in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very much carved out of that whole like Meat Boy mold,
yeah.
where it's
Which can be okay.
yeah. I mean, I like Meat Boy.
Yeah, in some circumstances, yeah.
You know,
I don't love precision platformers,
you know,
but I liked the aesthetics of this one.
yeah,
quite a
no, it
bit.
looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of like, old neon kind of Atari
80s
aesthetic to it
neon
and stuff.
sort
Yeah.
of, yeah. Lisa Frank stickers kind of thing going. No,
I guess I can see that.
kind of.
I guess.
Trapper Keeper.
I guess.
No? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. I guess it depends on what. Yeah, I mean, it's more because it's when I think Lisa Frank, I'm thinking like rainbows and unicorns and such.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Okay.
And when you say like Trapper Keeper, that's a different thing.
That's a different thing. Okay. Okay.
Not all Trapper Keepers are Lisa Frank.
Oh, well, that's true.
Only the best ones.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones just have generic neon on them.
True.
Or pictures of mountains, nature scenes and such.
Yeah. That is true.
So yeah, I will get back to Mr. Run and Jump, which does seem like a fun game. But yeah, I can absolutely see it getting stupid difficult.
Yeah.
And then I'll stop playing it because I'll get too frustrated.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I have been playing though.
What's that?
Was I picked up another download game. Although there's a physical version of this as well. I picked up the Double Dragon Gaiden. Rise of the Dragons.
Yes,
is the subtitle of this game. And this is the new kind of this is a new Double Dragon game. Sprite based beat 'em up. And originally, the early hype I saw about this was kind of selling it as a roguelite game.
Okay.
Where, a handful of levels, you go through, you beat up dudes. Theoretically, you power up your characters for multiple runs.
Sure.
But it's not really like that.
Yeah.
No.
It has light. This sounds stupid. Light roguelite trappings, but it's not.
I think that's called a diet roguelite.
I mean, it kind of is. Yes, the way it works.
Water.
The way it works. You start a run. You pick your character. You got Bimmy and Jimmy, and you got Marion, and you got
the car from Road Avenger.
Yes. Oh boy, maybe that's a secret unlockable.
It better be
like Daytona car showing up in Megamix. And there's another character too, who I don't know if he's a old character from the games. I don't remember, but so you go through, you play through a level, you beat up a bunch of dudes, you earn money as you beat up people.
Sure, it's like real life.
Yep. You beat up hazards, obstacles in your path. Sometimes you'll find money bags in there. You have a special meter. You can perform special moves, and if you perform a special move that kills multiple enemies at once, you earn health power-ups that can also give you money. Like if you have full health, then you pick up a health power-up. Oh, you get money instead. And then at the end of the round, after you defeat the boss, then you have it brings up a little menu, and you get to choose a power-up for your character. It costs money.
Okay.
And this is, it's stuff like, oh, your special moves are stronger, or oh, you run faster, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
To help you in subsequent rounds.
Yeah.
And then you basically keep playing until you die. And then when you die, if you want, you can spend some of your cash to resurrect yourself to keep going, or you can just cash out.
Okay.
And then when you cash out, though, instead of like buying permanent upgrades for your next run, all the money you save gets converted to like tokens or something. And then you use those tokens to buy new characters. So you can play as, a Bobo. Or gal with the whip, or kung fu guy. I don't know Double Dragon character names that well.
Okay.
But you purchase new characters that you can play as, and they of course have different move sets, and Obobo is very strong, but he's slow, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So yeah, it seems mostly about just kind of earning and unlocking new characters to play as.
Okay.
It's a fun game. I'm having fun with it. It's not overly complicated.
Mm-hmm.
The fighting system is not super deep.
That's good.
But
it's a plus in my.
But it's fun. Yeah, it's fun for little short burst rounds, and yeah, you earn some money, unlock some things.
Yeah.
So it's a cute, fun little game.
Okay.
It's a game, and tell me if this rings familiar to you. It is a game where if I was back in my old video game press days, and I was reviewing this game, I would feel like I have to kind of give it like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like my personal enjoyment of it, it's more of like an 8.5.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what I did with the Gitaru Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like
I wish I hadn't done that though.
Lower.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things about being a video game reviewer where clearly the game probably deserves a 7, but and this is why, friendos, that the only accurate video game review scale was GamePro. Because you got that fun factor.
Oh, yeah. Fun factor.
That fun factor is the big excited face. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Didn't EGM have like a fun factor? We had a bunch of mini scores on our reviews at one point.
I don't think fun factor was in there.
No.
I don't think so. It was like graphics, sound, control, playability.
What does playability mean?
I know. What does that mean?
Fun factor.
Exactly. It's
playability.
That's a more grown-up way to say fun factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast. It was the Games Beat Decides, or Game Mess Decides podcast. Now it's called with Jeff Grubb.
Yes.
And they were talking about the Metacritic score for some game that came out in the early 2000s when video game magazines were or maybe late 90s, when video game magazines were very focused on graphics, sound, how long the game was.
Oh yeah.
And playability, that sort of whatever the hell that word means. Yeah. And that was very funny. They ended up getting it like pretty wrong, because at the time this game they were talking about was rated pretty highly, even though it's not a game that necessarily holds up later on. It's just at the time it was hitting the graphics, sound, playability thing. So
be interesting to know what game that is.
I don't remember what game it was.
I think it was Blues Brothers 2000 for the N64.
Yeah.
CJ gets that joke.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Nothing.
I think we all lose.
2000. Wow.
Anyway, speaking of games
that
are
Titus, right?
Huh?
Was that a Titus game?
Titus?
Titus, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. By the way, the miniature scores were visuals, sound, ingenuity, and replay value.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ingenuity, huh?
Ingenuity. Kind of bullshit word for nothing.
Did every first person shooter get like a 2 for ingenuity because it's a Doom clone?
It's a corridor shooter.
I haven't had a chance to go through them all yet.
Yeah.
But I will right now.
Please do.
I'm listening to you guys. So
speaking of games that are probably a 7, but I'm having like an 8.5's worth of fun with them.
Yeah.
I also picked up that Disney Illusion Island.
Hey, I did too.
Yeah? Did you play it yet?
I did, yeah.
What do you think?
I agree with you. It's probably a 7. I don't know that I would rate it higher than a 7 at this point, but
I'm having
not,
fun with it though.
I'm not too far into it, but I am having fun with it. Are you playing it single player or are you playing it multi? Because it is up to 4 players.
It is up to 4 players. I am only playing it single player because I am a lonely,
Do you have a
lonely
kid?
man.
You have a kid and your wife could play it too.
Yeah.
They're both
Well,
gamers.
my kid doesn't. If it's not some Roblox game, my kid doesn't care. I'm not going to get him to
That's
come and
poor
sit down.
upbringing.
That
Huh?
is poor upbringing. I
That's
got
just
my
poor
daughter
upbringing.
to play it. And
Yeah.
her friend to play it. So we had
Yeah,
a 3-player
well.
game. It was fun.
Yeah, that's,
We did
you know,
3-player Metroidvania.
console games. That's old people video games. You know,
Wow.
he's a hip young PC addict.
PC Master Race.
Yeah.
He's onto that,
Well,
huh? All the
no,
mods,
we
and
don't.
Is he doing a lot of modding?
No. Well, no, actually, he has
Probably.
been messing around programming his own Roblox stuff. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
But I have been playing some of that.
Okay.
This game, for those who aren't aware, CJ is aware. I don't need to
am.
explain this to you.
Yeah.
But it's a Metroid style game. Kind of a, I guess to put it crudely, baby's first Metroid. It's a very simplistic game. There is no actual combat in it. You're just dodging enemies. You play as Mickey, Minnie, Donald, or Goofy. Who do you main?
I was Goofy main.
In Disney Illusion Island.
Goofy. I'm a Goofy main.
All right.
Yeah.
Goofy's
Okay.
awesome.
Okay. I'm a Donald man myself.
Love Goofy.
Yep.
Yep.
Donald.
They don't play any differently.
No, they don't.
No.
Even though they get different items, each character gets different items. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yes. Yeah. As in
Same ability.
As in these Metroid style games, as you progress, you find new items that will give you new abilities. Double jump, wall jump. I was actually playing it just before the show. I got the butt stomp equivalent.
Oh, I'm probably just before the butt stomp
Okay.
because I have the other two.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and yeah, the one of the gags in the game is that whenever the characters get this new item, even if you're just playing solo,
Yeah.
when you get to the area where you find someone who gives you your upgrades, all 4 characters pop out onto the screen, and the character's like, "Oh, here I have something for you, Mickey, that will let you double jump. Here's something for it gives a different item to each character, and there's usually some humorous dialogue around it, and then you go about your business. But yeah, but it's a fun game. It controls really well.
Yeah, it does.
The character animations on the characters and the enemies are fantastic.
Top notch.
Yes. The character designs, it's so weird to me because, a couple of years ago, it's probably more than a couple at this point, but Disney put out a series of new Mickey Mouse shorts that were created by an animator named Paul Rudish, and they are fantastic. They're great. They're really funny. They're really well animated, and they're all up on like Disney Plus. You can certainly. I think they even got them up on like Disney's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If you want to watch these Paul Rudish animated shorts, and they, like I said, they're very funny. They have very like stylized, kind of more outlandish character designs than what Disney is usually known for, which lends to a lot of the humor. And this game, it's very weird because it's not the character designs from those shorts, but it's very close.
Really close.
Very close.
Yeah, like the untrained eye is just going to go like, oh, it's the same.
Which I think I said last week.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
To the untrained eye.
Me. My untrained eye.
To someone who spent like a semester in animation school, I'm going to know that they're not quite the same. But yeah, so it's a little weird that it's like, yeah, they are, but they're not really those designs. Whatever the case, though, the animation's great, and the environments all look kind of samey,
Yeah.
and a lot of time the action is like really like the camera's like panned really far out, which is presumably to accommodate the 4 players running around the screen.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But it also kind of results in you not really being able to get a very good look at all these great animations because you're so zoomed out.
I could see that.
But and like the level design is pretty basic. It's like you'll get to an area and it's like, oh, here's a locked door. And it needs 3 keys to open. And there's like 3 very distinct paths branching out from where you are. So it's like you run down one path, find a key, and then you run all the way back. And then you go down the next path and run there. And oh, there's the key, and you run back. And you just repeat that till you have all 3 keys. So the level design's kind of simplistic.
It is, but as you were saying, it is sort of my first Metroid kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I think it's certainly targeted at younger players sure.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that it does pretty well is it could be a game that you could play with your kids fairly easily, especially because it does have a mode where they don't actually die or take damage.
That is true.
So you can play it with them and have the fun of it without constant death. Although there are a lot of checkpoints in the game, and like many multiplayer games like this, multiplayer platformers, you revive any like dead player at those checkpoints. So they kind of hover, like if a character dies and you're at a checkpoint, their little like envelope is hovering around that mailbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not, an extraordinary game, but it's a really fun, kind of simple game that, is great if you have younger kids that you want to kind of like start showing them how these video games work.
Yep.
And even like I said, I'm still, I'll turn it on and just play it for like half an hour or so and just kind of chill out.
Yep.
And enjoy just, look at this. I'm hopping and bopping around. The music's great.
Music is quite good. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you're collecting, there's a bunch of like little Disney history trinkets that you collect, like little memorabilia items from all these different Mickey Mouse shorts throughout the years and stuff. So
yeah,
it's a cute game. Like I said, probably about a 7, but I'm having like an 8.5 worth of fun factor.
There you go.
Or playability.
Ingenuity.
Oh, ingenuity off the charts. How often do you see a Mickey Mouse?
Which direction?
Straight outward.
Straight out. Okay.
Right along the Z-axis.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But that's what I've been playing. Oh, hey. Real quick, you know what I've been watching? I put this on the outline.
Yeah.
I don't maybe you guys talked about this last week. I don't know.
We didn't.
You didn't?
No.
I started watching that Twisted Metal show.
Yes, I'm really curious.
Yeah.
So the Twisted Metal show, which is on Peacock here in the US.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's at in Canada. If it's anywhere in Canada. But they showed a couple trailers a while ago.
Yeah.
And it looked terrible.
Yeah. And can you confirm?
It's actually a pretty fun show.
I've heard from a lot of people that it's actually not bad at all.
I'm
Really?
like halfway through it.
Yep.
And I was like really surprised how much I'm enjoying it. It's not necessarily good, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And it knows what it is.
That's also good.
And it's playing to its strengths. And it's a fun, dumb show. And everyone in the cast is really funny and charming and fun to watch. And I'm having a good time watching it. So
okay.
Give it a try.
Well, they released all of it at once, right?
They
All
did.
10 episodes or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is all up to watch. So
Okay.
So yeah, might be worth checking out an episode or two, see if it clicks with you.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
I'm really glad that it's good.
I know. So I mean,
you know, we all assumed it was going to be garbage, and I really didn't care either way if it was. But I'm
right?
happy that it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, garbage can be good.
It's
Yeah,
true.
but-
Garbage can be fun. Like you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good time.
Yeah.
Also
Well, that's
good that
good.
Barbie movie.
Yeah, I got to see
I've
that.
heard that. I need to
Yeah,
see
I finally
that.
went out and saw that yesterday. Quite good. And that new Ninja Turtles movie is really good.
I really want to see that.
So a lot of good media.
You know what
consume.
we watched recently? Now that we're talking about movies, we watched.
What's that?
My daughter and I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That's a great movie.
It was okay.
Oh, see, I loved it.
I really wanted to like it, but there were really great moments in it.
Yeah.
But it just kind of felt like it dragged. And you know what the biggest disappointment was? And my daughter called this out.
What's
I
that?
was thinking it, and she said it. Don't like the soundtrack at all.
Mm,
The first two movies had fantastic soundtracks,
yeah.
and this one was just kind of bland.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that. But no, I still really enjoyed Guardians 3.
Yeah. I think I still like the first one the most out of the three of them. It was
Yeah.
better than Guardians 2. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as good as Guardians 1, and it wasn't as good as the Guardians of the Galaxy video game.
Oh, okay.
That is a good game.
It is a good game.
Ah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's it for me. What about you, CJ?
Alrighty.
Siege.
Well, speaking of garbage that is fun, I've been playing Exoprimal on
Oh,
the Game Pass.
That's
a Game
fun?
Pass game. Yeah, I'm having a blast with it, Phil.
Oh, my.
And you might enjoy this one because I hear it's very similar in nature to the EDF series that you claim to love so much.
I do love the EDF.
Yeah, it is a lot of shooting dinosaurs in the face
Uh-huh.
and abdomen and glowy bits. Some of them have glowy bits in this one.
Like dinosaurs do.
Like
Yep.
dinosaurs do. It is a 5v5 game. Every game in this is a multiplayer match, and it's either
See, now you lost me.
well, yeah. So the first 3/4 or more of a match is a race to see who can eradicate the dinosaurs the quickest.
Mm-hmm.
So you are not in the same environment as your opponents. You are merely running through a city or a desert area or the different areas they have and killing dinosaurs as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And then in the final bit, it can be a number of different things. It can be the same sort of PvE race where you're racing to defeat dinosaurs the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
And in that particular game type, which you can also decide, I only want to do PvE. You can do that. You can say, hey, I only want to do PvE, and you only go into those matches. Where then the final thing is either a cooperative mission with the other team, or just another extension of the race to defeat dinos. Or it's PvP where you'll have. Maybe it's a point control thing. Maybe it's a escort the payload thing, but you're in the same environment as the enemy team, and the enemy team can mess with you and kill you in that space. But one of the other game types that I just encountered for the first time today is a raid that happens where all 10 players that are in the match are up against one single threat. They're doing the same thing together. And you can't, like, I often play support in Exoprimal. You can't actually like heal the enemy team. You can revive them when they're downed, but you can't I can't like use my heals on them, I don't think. But that was really cool. We played it a match where it was like this huge T-Rex that had mutated. And there's 10 players swarming this thing, taking it down. It was really quite cool.
Nice.
But so yeah, this game is sort of an always online, always multiplayer game, but you can sort of play it the way that you want to. If you don't want to encounter PvP at all, I think you can do that.
Really?
And you have different classes, like many sort of hero shooters have a DPS, a tank, healers, They have all of those classes, and everything, when the team composition is balanced, it works out pretty well. Like, I normally use a support character, and it's fun to run around healing people.
Hmm.
I enjoy that quite a bit, and also shooting dinosaurs, because there's a fair amount of that too.
Yes.
But yeah, it's on Game Pass. I'm having a whole heck of a lot of fun with it. It is a full-priced game on other platforms, so it's a $60 game
Oof.
that does indeed have a season pass, because it is an online game
Oh
that
boy.
is a quote unquote live service. So, but the season pass is only like $8
Hmm.
if you're on Game Pass. So it's not
Okay.
really that expensive. I bought it, of course.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy the game, but I bought the season pass.
Well, there you go. That's
So
how they get you.
I may end up buying the game when it's on sale. at
Oh,
some
really?
point. Yeah, I may end up doing that.
Nice.
But I'm having a ton of fun with it.
I downloaded on
It's
the
kind of
old
Guardians of the Galaxy. It's cheesy, and as you were saying, like, it knows what it is for the Twisted Metal
Yeah.
TV series. This knows what it is too.
Yeah.
And it's sort of cheesy mid 2000s Capcom, just being a little wacky.
When they
But
were showing
anyway.
off the trailers,
Yeah.
I was super hyped about it because it looked like cheesy fun. It looked like Earth Defense Force.
Yeah.
But then when it was like it's a multiplayer only, I was just like, come on.
But it's fun, and you can decide to only do PvE. You never have to see the PvP stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say it's worth giving it a try.
I mean, for
sometime.
you know, it's on Game Pass, so I'll probably download it at some point and try it.
It's
and
got a
then go.
ridiculous story too. There's like
Yeah.
an evil AI
See, that all sounds great.
created a time warp
Yeah.
sort of situation. Yeah, it's fun. It's wacky. And
Okay.
it knows what it is.
I did download on the Game Pass. I haven't played it yet, but I downloaded what is it? Venba? Venba? Am I saying that correctly?
You are. Yeah,
like it's like the cooking game.
Yeah.
Kind of story based cooking game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very very curious to try that one out.
And I've heard that one's not too long as well, so I might want to hop into that.
Yes. Do you know about you're kind of shaking
I've
your
seen the
head, Greg.
trailers.
I've never heard of it.
Let me I will describe this to you through the words of the Xbox news page saying that it's coming out on Game Pass.
Uh-huh.
Venba is a short narrative cooking game where you play as an Indian mom who immigrates to Canada with her family in the 1980s.
Okay.
You cook various dishes and restore lost recipes, holding branching conversations, and explore in this story about family, love, loss, and more.
Sounds like a very personal game by someone.
I believe the more is AI bringing back dinosaurs that you have to kill.
Always. That's
so.
That's the Beyond in Bed Bath and Beyond as well. Dinosaurs that you have to shoot in the face.
Yeah. I'm curious to play that game because it's got a very cute art style.
It does. It absolutely does.
And it's short.
So I like the word short being in the description. Short
know, right?
narrative adventure. Okay, give me that.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yep. What else you been playing, Siege?
I've been playing Pikmin 4.
Oh yeah.
I love Pikmin 4. It's great fun. I am on the 4th area now. Okay. I've been generally playing it where I want to get 100% in each area before I move on, and I did that with the first 2 areas, and then there's like a kind of beach area that you do 3rd, and it's really fun, but it's really kind of tough too. And I was like, well, I need a bit of a change of pace here, so I'll go to the 4th area and advance the story a little bit. And that is the 4th area. The game starts out, you get a preview of this in the intro where you play as Captain Olimar and you're inside of a house for the very first time in the Pikmin series. And the 4th area in the game, as you were trying to rescue Captain Olimar, is set in that house, in the house. So I am playing through that. I really like the dog Ochi that you can use basically as a second commander in the game. Once you power him up and unlock some of the abilities, you can really like switch to Ochi and have Ochi collect up any sort of idle Pikmin that are around the stage. You can have them like bring them back to the ship, things like that. You get a lot of like really fun quality of life power-ups that make the game a lot easier than previous installments, but also a lot more fun. They've kind of taken away a lot of the time pressure of this game, and that I really like. And in this home environment that I'm in right now, your side, you have Ochi, and Captain Olimar had a dog too. And since you're trying to find Olimar, that's the whole reason. That's the whole sort of reason for the game's existence. You're part of like a rescue squad. Olimar is lost in this house, but his dog companion is there, and his dog companion really wants to steal your Pikmin away. So you have to like defeat, or really you just stun this enemy Ochi for a little while and continue doing the level. So it's almost like a nemesis type thing, like Resident Evil style thing, where like it'll just appear and like start decimating your Pikmin, and you have to stop that from happening.
Just
so
bursting through the wall.
Exactly.
Pikmin.
It's suddenly a survival horror game. Yeah. No, but it's really fun, and the gameplay is, they vary it up quite a bit. I didn't talk about the night missions, so for the first time, I think in the Pikmin series, you can play at night. And the night missions that they have you do are tower defense. They're like a play on tower defense, and you get this special kind of Pikmin that you can use to attack these sort of demon versions of the enemies in the regular Pikmin game. They're a lot more evil. And you have different like towers that you have to defend with them. So you can actually assign Ochi to defend specific towers, and you can use the Pikmin to destroy the enemies, and it's really fun. It's a play on tower defense, and it's really enjoyable. But this game, really enjoying the heck out of it. It's really just a good time to like you were doing with Illusion Island, just load it up, play for like a half hour. It does have time pressure, quote unquote, in that there's a day-night cycle in the regular levels, and those don't last too long, so you can do a play session of like one day and feel like you've done something usually. And you can use some of those things to power up Ochi or buy power-ups in the game. It's just a really enjoyable time. Really enjoyable time.
Cool.
Nice.
You picked this one up as well, Phil, right?
I did. It's another one where I only played just like the very first kind of like tutorial stages.
Yeah.
But it seems really great. Like I was digging just the little intro bits. So I was like, oh, maybe I wasn't really expecting to kind of get into that game that much.
Yeah.
But I think I might end up going back and playing it some more later.
It's a really good time.
Seems really pretty good.
They've perfected the formula.
Yeah.
I think with this game. And then I've also been playing the Ace Attorney trilogy. Phoenix Wright.
Okay.
And part of the reason for that, I picked it up on a sale like a month or two ago for cheap. I picked up this, and then there was another collection that Capcom put out that I also picked up just because they were pretty cheap. They were like $10.
So this is like the first 3 Phoenix Wright games, right?
First 3 Phoenix Wright games, yeah.
And the Phoenix Wright series
I don't even know how many games there are in that series.
Like there's Ace Attorney Chronicles or something, and that's like a whole like spin-off series or something.
That's a spin-off, yes.
And then there's like Investigations, and those are like another spin-off or something.
Something like that.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
One time he hooked up with Professor Layton.
Yeah. Did we even get that one in the US?
It did. It came out on 3DS.
Okay.
Over here.
I never played that one, even though I really love the Layton series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not a fan of little logic puzzles.
No, I love the Layton series.
Oh, you love the Layton series?
I said I loved it.
Okay, I misheard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These old ears.
That I understand.
Not what
Phil.
they used to be.
I understand. But I think I had only really ever played the first Ace Attorney game.
That's about where I am.
But I bought the trilogy because it was on sale. And then I picked up the demo of Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick was recently released on the Switch, I think in late June. I downloaded the demo of Ghost Trick for my daughter because she kind of likes mystery games and like detective games and stuff. And I was like, oh, she'll like this. And she played the demo and loved it. Loved Ghost Trick.
Yeah.
So I bought the full version of Ghost Trick for her. And she loved that. I think she's played through that maybe 3 times at this point.
Oh my goodness.
Which it's a pretty long game. She's played through it 3 times.
Wow.
And loves it. And I was like, you know what? It's from the team that did Ace Attorney. Maybe she'll like Ace Attorney as well. So we started playing the first Ace Attorney game, the first Phoenix Wright, together. And we do this thing where we do the voices of the characters. So she's all the female characters and I'm all the male characters. And we kind of go back and forth.
Oh, let's hear your gumshoe voice.
You did this with some other game.
Yeah.
You did this with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
That's what it was. I remember you talking about this before.
Yeah, I don't have any crazy voices for this.
What does Gumshoe sound like?
Gumshoe just sounds like me.
Oh.
I know.
Come on,
don't
man.
Do any crazy voices, but she was doing crazy voices.
As well she should.
Characters. Yeah.
Glad to see someone's getting into the spirit of the thing.
This game has a lot of text, Phil.
Well, I know.
A lot of reading. I don't want to have to hold a voice for that long.
Okay.
But so we've been playing through it and really enjoying it. And she's playing through it also on her own save file on my Switch. So she's playing through it again by herself. But we just finished up the Steel Samurai case.
Okay.
So we're getting towards the end of the first game. The first game has like 5 cases. And I think we're on case 4 now. So we're getting towards the end. But really, really enjoying it quite a bit.
Nice.
Yeah. And, I have that second trilogy ready to go when she's ready to go with that. And I ended up, we were eating lunch today and I was like, I don't want to play while we're eating lunch. So I ended up buying the Ace Attorney anime series that came out in 2016.
Oh, geez.
And follows the games. And we watched the first episode and she was so tickled by that, like watching an anime series that is following directly the plot of the game.
Nice.
And because we were doing voice acting for the characters, she's like, I can't believe they made this character sound like that. And
that's not the voice I heard in my head.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really fun. We're just having fun playing the Ace Attorney trilogy.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to see father and daughter bond over investigating murder.
I know, right?
This man's head was bludgeoned in with a heavy object.
Objection.
There's blood everywhere.
Take that. Yeah.
Don't worry. My tween will help us solve this mystery.
And some of these are pretty hard. It's like, what evidence am I going to use to contradict this statement? I don't know. Like asking Charlotte, like, what should we present as evidence? Like, I'm not sure. So we're kind of cooperatively playing it, and it's really fun. So, yeah,
excellent.
That's what I've been playing.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I guess that means it's time for posts.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it.
I don't know what we're calling it.
Oh, God. How long have we been doing this stupid show?
It's almost 17 years, Phil.
17. I've been doing this for 17 years.
I know.
Want to fight me? Fight these tears. First we're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll, then we'll read some tweets. Go, let it go. X gonna give it to ya. He gonna give it to ya. X gonna give it to ya. He gonna give it to ya.
All right, let's do this
done,
one.
Okay.
From listener Andrew Webb, who says, you guys gonna be on Threads? Twitter is now X, blah. I'd really like to stop using Twitter. You're the last holdout, you and Nintendo. Also, I don't think we're the last holdout. There are all kinds of brands that haven't switched, right?
It's true.
Also
The
has
last ones he
Nintendo.
cares about.
Well, I guess that's true. Also, has Nintendo abandoned N64 on NSO? Where's 1080 snowboarding? I wonder if the number of players that play N64 games on NSO are low.
I'm curious with 1080 snowboarding. Did that come out on Virtual Console at some point?
I think it did.
It probably did.
So I'm wondering if it isn't there, if there might be some kind of branding with boards or something on there that they would have to
No.
worry about.
I thought there was some kind of. I thought they announced this previously. Like when they showed off N64, I think they may have shown this one off. Maybe. But I mean,
Could be.
the thing is with NSO retro releases, they just kind of happen, right? It doesn't even seem like
Yeah.
there's a specific schedule. Like
That is
suddenly
true.
it's a Wednesday and Ages and Seasons shows up.
Oh man, I want to replay those.
Me too.
Speaking
They're
of,
so
Me
good.
too. I started Ages.
oh good.
I can't because
Yeah.
I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom, but
You should
'Cause I've
play a
started-
good Zelda game.
So many freaking games recently. I've played too many games.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Too much.
There's too much good stuff out
I
there.
still got to get back
really.
into friggin' Final Fantasy for crying out loud.
Same. Yeah.
Ugh.
That kind of, I don't know. The internet seems to have soured on Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, yeah.
A little
Really?
bit. Yeah. It seems like it. But anyway. Yeah, there's too many games coming out.
Yep.
Are
It's a good year for
any of us
games.
into Baldur's Gate 3? Because that is doing huge numbers on Steam. It seems like everybody's playing Baldur's Gate 3, but I have no interest in Baldur's Gate 3.
no, never have.
But anyway, yeah. I wonder, and then did I finish this? I wonder if the number of players playing 64 games on NSO are low. I highly doubt Nintendo is making determinations on what they release on NSO by the number of players that are playing the games.
That seems unlikely.
Seems unlikely. But yeah,
Especially when it's like a value add to their
Yeah.
paid service.
People are already
Yeah.
paying for it.
Yeah.
I bet what'll happen is we read this tweet today. 1080 snowboarding will be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that is normally how it goes, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
1080 will be like in the next round of N64 games. But yeah, all right. So let's do this one from listener Chris Coletti, who says, what modern movie deserves a retro style 8-bit demake? Fast and the Furious, Top Gun Maverick, Oppenheimer. Like, how could you not mention Barbie? Barbie game having an 8-bit demake would be fun.
That's true. Actually, you know what?
John Wick.
Kind of going off of Greg's recent watches, an 8-bit Guardians of the Galaxy platformer would be good.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
wide variety of characters.
Yeah.
With different
that's true.
skills.
You could make it kind of Zelda 2-ish with some town stuff.
Oh, you're getting into like, I was thinking just pure platformer, but
Oh.
yeah, if you want to,
wow.
you know what? Yeah, throw you go to different planets,
Yeah.
go to
why
different
not?
towns.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah,
do it
no, that
Castlevania-
makes sense.
Castlevania 2 style.
You got Drax as your slow but tough guy. You got,
Yeah.
Mantis would be really quick, but maybe not as much HP or something.
Yeah.
Star-Lord's kind of the average guy, but he's got his ranged weapons.
The fact that Disney Illusion Island exists and is kind of a smaller game would make me think that maybe Disney would allow something like that to happen.
Yeah,
where they use a license to make a smaller scale, smaller scope sort of 8-bit demake game.
That would be great.
Be fantastic. Get Way Forward to do it like they did that Mummy game when the Switch
Oh
first
yeah,
came
that's
out.
right.
Yeah.
I was going to say Cocaine Bear, but
Do an LJN style Cocaine Bear game. Yes.
That's just got to be like Crash Bandicoot style, where you're running
Yeah.
towards the camera.
yeah. We're done.
I hated those levels. I hated those levels.
It'd
Worst.
be like, oh, you know what it'd be just like is the bonus stages from the Sega CD cliffhanger game,
God.
where you're snowboarding down the
Is it
mountain,
impossible?
the avalanche is coming after you. Except Instead of snow, it's just a mountain of cocaine.
It's cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there we go.
Based
We're
on
done.
based on true events.
Based on a true story.
No, not a true story. True events. Just yeah. All right, let's do this one
Oh.
from Hacker Alias. What?
What's that movie? Fall? Is that movie with the girls up on that giant tower? You know what
I
I'm
have no
talking about?
idea. No.
There's some movie called Fall. I think it's called Fall, where it's like these two girls climb up a giant antenna tower and get stuck up there.
That sounds awful.
I don't want to watch that movie.
No.
And
No.
don't
Sounds
do
like
an
my worst
8-bit
nightmare.
remake of it. Just do it like a VR version of it.
No. God, no. There's some VR game that is like, I forget what it is. I forget what it's called, but it is basically like it's going to create an environment where you are standing on top of a plank.
I've seen
on top
video
of like
that.
a 50-foot
or
like a 50-story building. It's like, no, I don't want to do that at all. No.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about these two women who climb up a 2,000-foot parenthetical 600-meter TV tower in the desert. And then the ladder they were climbing up collapses, so they get stuck up there.
No, I don't want to watch that movie at all.
No, I haven't seen it.
If you ever want Vertigo, though, there's a great video that I saw on YouTube of somebody who I believe works on the windmill, like the turbines, the power generating turbines, because they just climb up those things.
Oof.
And he was wearing like just a camera mounted to his head, and it was
no thanks.
No.
There's a on Oculus they did like a documentary series on that guy who does rock climbing without any gear. And you can watch it and from different viewpoints, and even that was like
no thanks.
Nope.
Yeah. Listener Micah in the chat, by the way, says that there is a Cocaine Bear retro web game that was a Pac-Man clone.
Oh, okay.
I'm killing it.
Perfect.
That's awesome. All right, let's do this tweet from Hacker Alias Mudron, who says, favorite Ninja Turtle or incarnation of the Turtles? I was always a Mikey guy like most everybody else on the planet, but that new movies got me leaning Leo. Also, Mutant Mayhem DLC for Shredder's Revenge, please.
Oh my goodness.
That would be great.
I actually saw someone did like fan sprite art of the basically what the Mutant Mayhem Turtles and April would look like as Shredder's Revenge sprites. Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge.
And they look fantastic. And oh my gosh, yes. I would absolutely buy Mutant Mayhem DLC for that game.
I see.
Best turtle is Donnie, of course, because he's the nerd, but also because he has the reach in the video games.
I liked Mikey.
CJ? I mean, there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer for best turtle.
I was more of a Leonardo guy the whole time.
Okay.
All time.
I mean, there is a wrong answer, and that's Leonardo. But
oh, God dang.
Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I like all the turtles. I celebrate their entire lineup.
Even the Michael Bay ones, huh?
Well, no. Okay, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'll always be a big fan of the original cartoon Turtles.
Yeah.
I mean, Mutant Mayhem is outstanding. Really, really enjoyed it. Apparently, they've already greenlit a sequel and a TV series.
I mean, they did something similar with the Spider-Verse because the sequel was greenlit before the first movie ever even came out.
Right.
So that doesn't surprise me.
But I really liked the. I mean, obviously, big place in my heart for the original comics, which I loved. I mean, I was introduced to the Turtles, of course, through the old cartoon.
Yeah, that's for me.
Yeah.
That's the same with me. I mean, I know that the cartoon Turtles were not the original Turtles,
right?
But that's where I first saw them.
But then, just getting into that cartoon back in the late 80s got me sniffing around the comic store, and then I found the old comics, which I was just like, oh, this is what Turtles is supposed to be, because it was, it was grittier and cooler, more violent. But I really liked, for grown-ups.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a big boy series that we all need to take very seriously.
Of course.
But I really liked the 2012 animated show, which was the recent CG one, which is a lot of fun. I really like the IDW comics that have been running for several years and are still running. But I also just because it's a turtle movie, so a lot of there's a lot of turtle stuff, a lot of turtle media on sale these days. iTunes was having a sale on old turtle shows, and I picked up the Rise of the TMNT, which was the most recent animated series, which I had not seen. I've heard nothing but good things. The clips I've seen of it, the animation, like during fight scenes and stuff, is like bonkers good. So I need to sit down and watch some of that. So I'm hoping it's as good as I hear. Okay. But I'm a sucker for Ninja Turtles. I just like the Ninja Turtles. So
there you go.
But yeah, I will absolutely, if they did some Mutant Mayhem DLC, forget it.
Be all over that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they are apparently doing more DLC for Shredder's Revenge. So
it's not out of the question.
Not out of the question.
So anyway,
I think that's where we should end it.
Oh, is that it?
That's the show. That's it.
Oh gosh.
It's the end.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. No. We got to do the outro first.
Oh, right.
That's how that works.
Jeez, come on, guys.
Sorry.
We're professionals.
Gosh, we've been doing this
for
a while.
17
years.
Want to fight me? Fight these tears.
Oh, God. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to our podcast. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on various social media platforms. Really.
We are on Blue Sky now, right?
We are on Blue Sky. We're on Threads. We're on Mastodon.
Yeah.
We're still on X. Whatever.
Just call it Twitter. Don't play
Twitter.
that game.
I mean, he's not going to change it back.
You know what? Are they going to change the Willis Tower back? CJ? What's that big building in Chicago called, CJ?
Which one is it? I don't even know. Is it the Sears Tower?
Sears Tower? Is that what we're
Sears
talking
Tower,
about?
yeah. Exactly. You don't even know the building's real name because you call it the Sears Tower.
Yeah. Well,
like a
I guess I
proper
do.
person should.
I guess I do. But
yeah,
I don't give a crap about calling it
X.
Sure.
Whoa, hey.
It's not like it's going to be changed back magically. So whatever. But we're on all sorts of social media platforms. You can reach out to us. And there's also a good old-fashioned website.
Wow.
It hasn't really changed since 2006, if I'm being honest. Player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find links. You'll find show notes, which have links to all the things that we talked about during these episodes. And you'll even find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode and all sorts of other things too with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on, we're not on. We're on Spotify.
Yes.
We're not on we're not on Stitcher anymore. You can like us on Facebook.
Yes.
You can follow us on all those social media things. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes or the twitch.televisions or the Facebooks. No, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, Facebook.
Yes. Yeah. CJ says yes. Just follow any one of our many social media accounts to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically It is 5:30 p.m. specific time on the Sundays. So join us, won't you? And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. There's a chance there might be a whole bunch of Animal Crossing Lego coming out next year, and Bill's gotta build his collection. So
Nope.
give. That's not true. I mean, CJ doesn't let me use Patreon money to buy toys.
No
matter how many times I
He's
have.
a big meanie.
Yep.
That's right.
Just like hoarding all those Patreon funds, like Smaug in his cave deep below Middle Earth.
Never heard him called Smaug.
Smaug.
Yes.
It's a Percy Jackson reference for you non-literate people out there. No, we use your Patreon money, of course, to help support our show. Our wonderful little show keeps it streaming and all that stuff that we gotta pay for every week. But I'll tell you what, friendos, we don't just take your money and give nothing in return. Heaven forbid. No, if you are a Patreon friend of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
we record a special weekly bonus episode just for you. We record it right after this, quite literally. We play games crackwise, having fun, doing all the stuff we can't do on a regular show. CJ,
Yeah.
do we have a game to play this week?
We do, Phil. We do.
Goodness gracious.
This one is an AI generated. Just kidding.
Oh, boy.
It's not an AI generated quiz. This one is from Mr. Nelson, but it is focused around 5 classic Player One podcast characters.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. And then give yourself an extra 1,000 if you can read all the clues in the characters' voices. I mean, get them to guest star on the quiz.
Oh, good.
So
That should be fun.
that this might be fun. Yeah.
I know I'm looking forward to it. Remember me? I'm the Skitchin guy.
That's not right.
Did anybody say Skitchin?
Oh my God, demonic skitchin guy.
There. In a whole new world, we can have demon versions of.
I like this. I like this. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a hoot and a holler.
It will be.
Please join us for that. And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support. There it is.
Samote. Come samote the show.
Samote the show, friends. To help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a patron and supporter of the $5 variety,
That's also cheap.
thank you, Satan. You get access to the Weekly Commute, which is a weekly vlog series that I do talking about the different episodes of YouTube stuff that I'm working on. Currently working on the Gain Ground episode of Generation 16. And I'm pretty excited about it. It's going really well. Had a little bit of a snag in the previous week because I randomly stumbled across some information on the game that I had no idea about.
Really?
Wasn't even looking for it and just sort of randomly came across it. So I was pretty excited about that.
Let me tell you, Greg, I look forward to all of your episodes because they are all genuinely interesting. And I'm not even saying that to suck up to you, because what do you have to offer me?
I nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing.
I always love a Generation 16 episode, and I am actually very much looking forward to this one because Gain Ground is one of those games that Sega keeps kind of promoting and putting in retro collections.
And you always wonder why.
And yeah,
who's playing this?
I never played it back in the day. I've tried playing it in more recent times, and it doesn't click with me. I don't get it. So I am excited because one thing. Let me, if I may pay you a compliment. One thing I enjoy
always
about Generation 16 is just hearing that soothing voice of yours.
Aw.
I mean, the shows are terrible, but that
Yeah.
voice,
No, I get it.
very soothing. No, you and your episodes have a very good way of making even games that I am not interested in or that I just have never really thought much about to make it in. Like Flicky is a great example.
Flicky.
I gained
There's-
such a broader appreciation for Flicky after watching your episode on that.
It's funny that you say that because in one of the last few episodes of the Weekly Commute,
Mhm.
I've compared sort of the journey of covering Gain Ground to Flicky a lot.
Okay, then.
Because
Perfect.
I like your opinion on Gain Ground and your previous opinion on Flicky exactly the same. I've described them as such, where it's like these are a couple of those games that Sega just keeps re-releasing, and I don't get why. And then with Flicky, as I was doing the episode, I gained a huge respect for that game.
Oh,
And I'm gonna say Gain Ground, exact same thing. Because
I
I'm the
can't
same.
wait.
I played Gain Ground, and I'm like, who is this even for? Does anyone like this? And then in the journey of creating the episode, yep, huge respect for that game.
Gain ground. More like gain respect
Amen.
or gain ground.
Anyway, please support the show.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
It's wonderful to see both of you lads again. It's good to have us all back here this week.
It is.
CJ,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Oh, absolutely. Gregory,
Yo.
thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Oh, absolutely, dootly. And a big old thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single one of you. As always, take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Do what you gotta do to be safe. Be nice and kind to everyone. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.